Hello, you true art believers. It's just another day in paradise, and we're gonna be doing another live stream, daily live stream, or try to be a daily live stream. But today's is gonna be a very simple little kind of getting reacclimated to this drawing again. I'm gonna be working on I think I'm gonna be working on the eyes and then maybe parts of the nose today. Um, of the lady, of the woman today, and that's what we're gonna do. So for roughly about 30 minutes, and I hope you enjoy the rapport that I may or may not have. Who knows, man? Anyways, let's do it to it. Let me get a few things kind of. What am I doing here? I don't know. Anyways, let's start. Let's start it. I want to listen to some music here. Put some common jazz on. Yeah. And hello. Whoop. And yeah. Anyways, let's begin. Gonna put the timer on for 30 minutes and then I gotta go do some other things. You know how that it is. You know how everyone's days are. Anyways, I'm gonna work on her eyes. I'm gonna zoom in right here. And we're just going to use a like this skin pore texture brush here. Maybe this one. I don't know. We'll use this one. This one's pretty good. And we're just gonna kind of add tones slowly and surely to where I think they need to be. Very slow process. I have, because of my inexperience with these programs, I typically overwork the drawing. I will overwork it until I start noticing that it's being overworked, and then I'll dial it back. But you won't notice the changes at first, but it just takes a little bit of time to kind of build it up and so forth, and just a slow little process of just fiddling around with it, you know, and hoping for the best. Essentially, that's what I typically do. Is I hope for the best, and um, just being very patient, especially when you are doing stuff that you aren't too fond of. You just got to be very patient with yourself and give yourself kind of like grace, I guess, and be very mindful that, hey, just take your time and relax and don't really worry about. Just take your time, really. Now, I don't know if I got this correct. I think the more I work on it, the better. Slowly, it gets better. Just like ever so subtly, it just starts to get better. And I really do wish I had more experience at it, you know. But you just gotta keep trying and keep chugging along, and eventually you'll get the where you need to be with the drawing. At least that's what I hope. I hope that just working on it over and over again and keeping and I keep trying and keep focusing and applying, just applying time to it is going to start to show the subtle changes that I've been trying to achieve. Be honest with you, I don't really know what the look I'm looking for, like what aesthetic I'm going for these drawings, and that's kind of sucks when you're doing these drawings. Is like you should know. I haven't done enough of them. I'd have to do like 1,000 portraits digitally for me before I get to the point where like, yeah, I know what kind of way I want to do my portraits digitally, or at least where they kind of go. Or perhaps that's a good thing, not knowing. I don't like this right here. This is area. Not knowing particularly what needs to be done. I guess because if I knew if I knew too much, or I knew like if I had like a specific formula, sometimes having a formula is good, and then sometimes if you like if you know too much or know exactly where you're going with your drawing all the time, then you're not like challenging yourself, I guess. And that's one of the reasons why I've been doing these digital drawings is kind of like to challenge myself and to take myself in out of my comfort zone, because it really is taking me out of my comfort zone every day. I feel like I'm lost, really, like I'm just lost, and like we're lost in a good way, but also a bad way. Like I wish I wasn't as lost as I am. I wish I knew understood the program better. I wish I understood how to use blend better, and that's just going to take a lot of time because, man, let me tell you, I am probably the slowest learner. So I'm like one of the slowest learners I know, and which is weird because I'm a teacher and I try to tell everyone like, hey, listen, it's going to take time, and I know it's going to take me a lot longer than the average bear. Hey, 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 boo, boo, whatever it's like. Let's go get some lunch boxes today. No, I know it's going to take me a little bit longer than the average person. Just it just things don't click, but when they click, things are real. I like really understand it, um, which is good because I really understand what I'm doing, but it takes me a long time, and I think people just don't want to work at it, you know. And I think if people knew how long I've been spending like practicing to get where I'm at, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I'd quit." Because there's people that just that just are able to acquire skills real quickly, and it's like, "Oh my gosh, guys, really? Here I am trying to struggle to just to make just to improve a small increment, and you've only been doing this for like how long, and you're already like 5 times better than me." Man, it sucks. It sucks kind of being that um in that state. I was I've been I've been watching, actually I haven't been watching. YouTube's been feeding me um UFC videos because I just happened to click on one, and now it's like, hey, you like this now, so watch all the videos about UFC. I'm like, okay. So there's this guy, Fade. This you. retired UFC fighter, Fedor Emelianenko, and in all the videos that he was in, or they talked about, that these people were talking about him, they stated that he was like not the most talented fighter, you know, and but like his just ability to kind of just grind his fights, even though he might have lost some, he was just he would dominate fighters, even though he wasn't the best. Like his style wasn't like pretty looking, it wasn't graceful. He wasn't like Anderson Silva or Lyoto Machida or John Jones. He wasn't graceful, man. He was clumsy. Like some of his takedowns were like just they were sloppy looking, but he got these guys down. And you got to appreciate someone who was humble and wasn't the most like gifted, but he just kept training and improving and grinding, and his his like not lifestyle, but his the way that he viewed the world is kind of like I kind of relate, even though I'm not a fighter, but like he's not like John Jones or Anderson Silva who are just like totally gifted. Like they have to train a quarter of the amount of everyone else, and they still dominate. And you appreciate them, but you like they're not really they, they they're not like they just don't have the same. I just don't gravitate to that too much because I don't relate to someone who just can. But man, that's not reality. That's not reality. And I like people that are more grounded and succeed or successful in spite of their like handicaps, I guess. And you know, I just gravitate towards that because I am not the most talented in anything, and I just keep chugging along, and those like all that work just starts building up. All of that all that struggle, you know, just starts to compound. I would get people commenting like, "How are you so talented?" Like, listen, that time you were watching. I didn't say this, but like, that time you're watching Game of Thrones or the Lost series or Breaking Bad or all The Office, uh, watching The Office on like every like watching The Office for the second time, or watching Parks and Rec for the third time. I was drawing or I was painting. That time that you were doing this and that, I was doing this. I was like grinding. I was really working. I was really working at it. That's why how I got. That's why what you think to be talent is really just me failing over and over again. Just just struggling over and over again. And I think I think that's missing in a lot of people, like the struggle, like challenge. No one wants to challenge themselves in whatever they're doing. They want like easy growth. I think that's why you see all the like people like gravitate towards a lot of these bodybuilders that are like just big. I mean, they of course they work hard, but like they have to work. They like look at a weight and they gain muscle. You'll find me top. I'll reference UFC, bodybuilding, and weightlifting and powerlifting. They like look at a weight and they're like, boom, they just get a muscle, you know, and they're trying to tell all this knowledge to these average Joes. Like, listen, this doesn't apply to them because like they're not going to. Tr- they're not like Dorian Yates. Dorian Yates trained for 18 months, given that it was super hardcore and super regimented, and won like the country's bodybuilding competition. I don't know if it was the country's, but it was definitely national or something like that. And you could give the average person 18 years, they wouldn't even get to that like size and muscle. So like there's this disconnect there. Everyone thinks that they can achieve that physique, and then not everyone has that muscle belly. And then they're going around, it's like they go on saying, "Hey, try my program or whatever," and you'll get results. And then people will buy their program thinking they're going to get results that are similar to X said person's physique, and they just won't. They're not. They need to be more. I think there's some. They're just kind of lying, I guess. I don't know, or maybe they're not, but they're definitely not. They're speaking in half truths, I guess. Um, and I think the only honest one I listened to was Mike Isertel, and he's one of the most honest person I've heard with regards to in the genre of YouTube fitness influencers, I guess. Or he's the only honest one really, where he really keeps it straight. You know, he points out that not everyone's going to build muscle the way. He even notes that he's trained people that have never, like, they would train them. He would train them, and months later he's like, yeah, you're not building any muscle. Like, just enjoy the journey and eat pizza. Like, seriously, because at this point, like, it's a lost cause, and you know it's a lost cause. But anyways, I digress. There you go. We got it. It's hard to tell. I'm using a so I'm using this brush that's like at 25%. So these eyes, look at them. They're kind of blurry. Like all this. I don't know how I'm going to do this eyeshadow. I'm still kind of stuck, like where I want to kind of pursue the eye, like the eyeliner, like how how she lined her eyes with like eyeshadow, or what is it, eyeliner or eyeshadow? I don't know. But I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do that. I don't know. I don't know how I want to pursue it. Um so I'm still kind of like fiddling around with it. And perhaps that's a good thing. Just kind of keep myself on my toes here. So if I look at this, I feel like like right here, this area of her nose, this shadow could be brought up a little bit more. Just a little bit more, a little higher. Yeah. Anyways, it's just it's all a process, man. Just have fun and don't take it too seriously. Wow. Yikes. Yikes. What's happening with these eyes? Uh is this eye bigger right here? I can't tell. Anyways, I might need to trim it down. So you'll see me move the move around. Honestly, I don't mind the eyelashes where they're at. I think they're okay. Maybe a little dark, and I kind of like these subtle little things right here. The eyebrows, not the eyelashes. Sorry. Um, maybe I can make this area darker, maybe a little bit here as well. But I kind of like it. So you'll see me. Woo! You'll see me roll the. What I'll do is I will draw the eyes at different angles, because sometimes when I move it around, you start noticing things that just weren't there or you didn't notice before because you are blind to them. I don't know. They're like just that angle was making it kind of blind. So what I'll do is I'll move the image around, and then yeah, I'll move the image around like so and just kind of fiddle with it. You'll hear me use that word all the time. Like I kind of fiddle with it, like mess around with it, and because that's really what I'm doing is I'm just kind of playing around with it, and then finding things that I didn't find before, or correcting things that I may have overdone, you know, and um, and that's okay. I think I might move to the nose. I don't know, or just keep going. I have 9 minutes left, so maybe today I'll just kind of work on the eyes, then tomorrow I'll work on the nose, then the next day I'll work on the mouth for a little bit, and then next week I'll work on the dude. I'll draw the dude for a little bit, and then hopefully I'll get closer and closer. I feel like it's getting to a point that I'm like not done, but it's getting to a level that I'm feeling more and more confident with it. Um, at first I was a little, but now it's starting to build up. The eyes are good, but I think I made them not too bright. Like this doesn't seem that seems fake, you know. Like this eye's all right. But this is a long overdue drawing, and just I'm hoping that I could finish it and then start work on another drawing portrait. Not even start work on one. I have this other one that I need to finish, and then I got a couple other ones I need to send start on. But you know, anyways, here we are, just working on a drawing. You know, it's funny. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've been wondering like why even bother improving at drawing now when you have AI that can do it so well, right? What's the point? Like what's the point in doing that? You know, because AI is gonna like really it's really changing the terrain here, and I'm wondering to myself, why? Why do I even bother? Like what's the point now? Why would I even bother drawing when it's just when you can have an AI do it in like 30 seconds, right? What should be the driving factor now to continue the act of creating, you know? And I don't know. All I know is I think artists are not too happy about it. They're not too happy about AI art because it's a lot of artists, not some. Some they're embracing it, and then some are not. Some are not happy about it because you have these big corporate companies that are apparently taking have it. People are having art being made under certain styles of artists, and it's kind of like they're they're taking their not likeness, but they're they're taking something. That's for sure. Their their aesthetic, and then kind of stealing. I guess I don't know. I don't know. Don't know. I don't know enough about it to really like be. Oh yeah, don't do that. So what I do with if you see this photo, you're like, oh, this is I am exaggerating tones because this is too light. So I'm exaggerating things and kind of adding things that I that are there but aren't there. They're there, but they're it's so blurry. So I'm kind of adding information that is kind of there but not, I guess, if that makes any sense. And in hopes that in time it will compound and add up to be something of visual weight. If you're wondering why, whenever you see these live streams, you're like, why is it he does it so sporadically? Well, it's pretty easy. I just can't seem to get up the time that I want to get up. You know, so getting a little bit better each time, just ever so subtly, a little bit better. And I'm gonna work on the. I'm gonna spend some time working on the eyes a little bit more. Let's go work not the eyes, but like the not the area around the eye. I'm gonna work on the eyes this time. So I'm gonna do some touch up, just some things here, using a soft brush and so forth. Just gonna touch a few things up here and there. Just kind of winging it. Just winging it. That's really all it is. All my drawing is winging it. I'm like, oh yeah. It's all being winged. Every time I draw, I'm like, I'm just winging it, really. See, I don't like that light highlight underneath there. It's just kind of bugging me. But some reason, Photoshop I can't seem to blend well with Photoshop. So I'm trying to get this to a state that I'm like happy with. Uh, See, I kind of like this. I might want to even, as I said, just add a little bit more. Um, I struggle with like I struggle with this being sensitive to the eyes and not making them too bright. I don't want to make them too bright, you know. So I'm kind of I'm kind of playing around here. Notice how much is being applied here. Like how much of the tone is being applied. And I'm not even using that much pressure. And that's at 25% flow. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Just simple. I gotta do the same over here. Right here, notice like in this eye, there's kind of like this like highlight type thing that you can barely see. You know, this eye I got to be kind of careful with. It's just kind of tricky because I'm just playing around with it. I still don't think I got the right shape or close enough. Maybe I think maybe I even need to taper it down even more again right here. So you'll constantly see me kind of like fiddling around with things and that is time. I got to get going. But I think I made some good progress on it. Um, yeah, I think I made good progress on it. So I think that'll be it for the day. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will got some other things I got to do today, and I hope you have a wonderful. What is it? Friday. Take care, my friends. Cheers.